So for the first game of this episode, I come up against a very strong German side with Mandzukic and Van der Vaart. And up top for me, I have Dzeko and Javier Hernandez, so I was hoping they could do the business in front of goal. However, he gets a really nice goal here through Götze, and I was losing 1-0 in just 14 minutes. So I knew I'd have to put on a good performance in order to get something out of this game, especially when he goes up the other end once again and chips Brad Friedel really nicely with Mandzukic. However, a nice free kick from Johnson bounces really nicely to Javier Hernandez, and if the keeper hadn't saved it, it probably would have just gone to one of his defenders. However, because he chose to save it, it bounced right back to Javier Hernandez and it left him with the tap-in. And so he's played him once again, and that near post finish, how many times can I say it? It's just the most effective shot in the game for me. And Dzeko gets on the score sheet himself. I'm glad I kept my faith in him. If you had watched last episode, the guy rage quit when I was winning 3-1 at half time. And so Dzeko hadn't scored in that game yet, but I decided to give him one more chance considering it was only half a game. And Brad Friedel steps up to take the penalty and nicely slots it home. Just a nice little fact for you guys, Brad Friedel has scored more Premier League goals than Mikel. That's one if you weren't sure. But he is a top player, Brad Friedel, and Dempsey does some really nice skill here and slots the ball home in the 90th minute. I really like playing with Dempsey actually. If you guys haven't tried him out, he has 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. He might not have that much pace, but I actually find him really fun to play with. And so I ended up winning this game 5-2. I guess it wasn't really that fair because he had gotten a red card in the 36th minute. Sorry I didn't show that, but as you can see, I come up against a team here with 67 chemistry, which wasn't very weak. And I say it wasn't very weak, which is maybe why I was extremely complacent as I gave the ball to Salpin Guidas, literally from my goalkeeper's kick. I don't know what I was thinking there. And well, I don't know, I couldn't lose to this guy, I really couldn't. I mean, his chemistry was so poor, and I just hate losing against teams with poor chemistry. I think chemistry really does make a huge impact in this game, and I think if you have the better chemistry, there's no excuse to lose to the player. And so I managed to find an equaliser there, and Johnson picks up the ball, and I do find him to be a really effective player. His shot power is great, his left foot's great, and because he's a right winger, you're able to cut in with him really nicely, and I just find him to be a great player to have in my team. And so at half time there, it was 1-1. However, unfortunately, the game seemed to disconnect. It couldn't have been him because the game was tied. It wouldn't have been me because I don't rage quit and the game was tied. And so it ended up being a draw at 1-1. And you know what? Dzeko and Chicharito both didn't score. And I'd had enough. I want to get through as many strikes as possible. So my strike force at the moment is Andy Carroll and Jermaine Defoe. Two strikers who, like Chicharito and Dzeko, might link up nicely together. Carroll being the big target man and Defoe having that extra edge of pace and great finishing. And I come up against a nice 4-2-3-1 Brazilian side. And once again, it's always me that concedes this early goal, isn't it? And Rafael Sobis takes his shot chance really nicely by lobbing Brad Friedel. The thing is, I really like to bait players, so when they're through on goal, I'll pretend to take my goalkeeper out before taking my goalkeeper back. However, because Brad Friedel was so slow, I find that occasionally it doesn't really work. So I maybe should have gotten a new goalkeeper, but to be honest, I don't really care about any other players in this team except for the strikers. And as you can see, Jermaine Defoe is doing the job really nicely up top. I find that he linked really well with Carroll, as you're able to play the ball into Carroll and Carroll's able to hold the ball up, and then Jermaine Defoe can get on the end of a ball played through by Carroll. And Carroll gets on the score sheet himself there. I don't know what my opponent was even thinking of doing, but he tried doing a nice little bit of skill with his goalkeeper that just fell to Carroll's feet, and then somehow this guy found a way back into the game. I was 3-1 up, it was fairly comfortable, and then a nice through ball by him played through Carlos Eduardo. And I don't know what Brad Friedel was doing, but I guess I have to give it to him. It was a nice shot and he managed to find himself back in the game. And so 3-3, I had one chance to seal it, and Jermaine Defoe slots away his penalty really nicely. I say it was my one chance to seal it, and you'd probably think it too. In the 90th minute, all I had to do was blast the ball up the field, but no, I decided to play it out short. He manages to get on the ball, has a shot, drops to Jadson, and somehow he scores. So the game goes to extra time, and my HD PVR had cut out, and as you can see, he scores a brilliant goal with Rafael Sobis here. I'm showing the replay now, guys, sorry. and I was losing 5-4. I couldn't quite believe it. I can't believe I was 3-1 up in this game and managed to throw it away. And then Clint Dempsey, in a similar position to Rafael Sobeis, makes it 5-5. This game was really turning out to be quite a thriller. And unfortunately, I went to penalties. Now, I don't know what it is. It's just my penalty luck has been cursed at the moment. I feel as if I'm the England national team. I just can't win a penalty shootout. I don't know what it is. I always end up saving a penalty, but I end up missing so many more. And that's the situation here. Unfortunately, it gets to 3-3. He misses, I miss. He misses, I miss, I miss. And then somehow he gets the winning penalty here. And he ends up winning the shootout. Stay tuned for the next episode, guys. Peace.